And let's go ahead to save some different versions of this. So I'm going to go ahead and save project as. And this will be Arena Mixer procedural. Right, and so this is with all the objects as is. And let's go file, save project as, Arena Mixer, and we'll call this parented mesh. Right, so let's bake this down into the appropriate parts. And so what needs to go together? We want to be able to animate this later. This part tilts. These need to go around, and the bowl is a separate part. And so the base, which is this part right here, there we go. That needs to be together with the stand, which is right here. There we go. And so let's go ahead and group those together. Base and stand. Is this the right one? Yeah, okay. Let's put those next to each other, and then shift click both, and then Alt G. Call this base. Cool. And let's go ahead and we need to boil this down into a single object. And let's go ahead and right click and say current state to object. There we go. And there's base. Those two parts are together, a separate mesh. Let's put them into one mesh. So I'll grab this one and this one. And right click and say connect objects and delete. There we go. And so now that's one mesh right here. Let's move that to the top. Let's take the procedural base and hide it in an archive. There we go. And put that in there. This is nothing now. And here, this is all of our stuff. Let's fix the anchor point for this. And so I'm going to go Shift-C, Axis, Center to fix anchor points. And I'm actually going to dock this over here for right now. And to E, that's not where we want the anchor point to be. We want it to be in the middle. So I'm going to say Y the whole way down, execute. There we go. And so now this base is correct. And let's move it down to the bottom. Great. All right, so now all of this stuff over here needs to rotate together. And the cable will make that more difficult. We're going to get rid of the cable. There we go. To just, our lives will be complicated enough as it is. All right, and so the trigger, bolt, not the bowl. Let's get that down out of here. The rotor control, yep. The metal tabs at the top. The beaters, there we go. Hinge, that's that part right there on the other side. Let's put those together. Let's take the beaters out of here for a second. There's the handle. There we go. And the body. All right, and so all of this stuff, go ahead and control drag it into the archive. And then, not the base, we want everything else that's part of this top part. We're going to say connect objects and delete. Or, I don't know if we can skip a step here. Let's see. Nice. All right, we can, without having to hit C and worry about everything else. That boils everything down into one mesh. Nice. We can't skip a step. Super. Let's get the anchor point right for this. Where do we want the anchor point to be? Here. So it rotates, opens up like a mixer. And so let's come over here. We're going to need to do this manually and move the anchor point to the middle right there. I'm going to turn on snapping and now move the anchor point to that middle and then turn that off, turn that off. Cool. And we'll call this body. There we go. Cool. So we got base and body. If I just test this and rotate this, that's good. Let's get the beaters figured out. And here we go. Let's go ahead and do one. Let's do the one that's not off center. This one here. And so this one, I'm going to go ahead and control drag it into my archive so I have that. And then after I do that, I'm going to right click and say connect objects and delete. I think we got to select everything, so you can go right click, select children, then right click, connect objects and delete. Cool. That gives us a beater. Let's delete the other beater. And then this one, E. Let's go ahead and duplicate it. Hold down Control. And really make sure it's lined up. Same. Right there. And make sure this one's a little bit rotated so that they're not running into each other. Whoops. Okay, let's fix the anchor point on the beater. We want it the whole way at the top, in the center, execute. There we go. Same one here, top in the center, execute. Nice. Okay, there we go. And so now, let's rotate this one. Good. And so these need to be a child of the body. Put them at the same level. There we go. So now if we grab the top body and rotate it, that's the ticket. That's how a mixer works. And then the bowl, right click, current state the object, and put our other bowl in the archive. And so the bowl is there, and the cable we will worry about another day. Cool. All right, so here we are with the parented mesh, right? Let's double check. Body, correct. Base, correct. Bowl, correct. Great.